We'll operate the heating equipment to make sure that it's functioning properly. We'll operate the central cooling equipment to make sure it's functioning properly. We'll be checking the heat equipment and central cooling equipment to make sure that it's properly connected to the electrical source and that they're fused correctly. We'll be making sure that there's sufficient air coming in for combustion for the heating and cooling equipment, and also correct exhaust systems in place. The central cooling equipment produces water that has to be drained out of the attic or wherever the cooling system is. So we'll be checking those pipes to make sure that they're functioning correctly. We'll be checking the vents and the ducts to make sure that they're set up correctly and they're distributing the cool air throughout the house or the heating air throughout the house. On an AC unit, the first thing I'm going to check is to see what amp fuse it has on here, and then I'm going to check to make sure it's the correct corresponding size amp fuse here. I'm going to check for any kind of electrical wires that are loose, and then once I have it turned on, I'll check for any kind of strange noises and then give it a good visual. Also, when I'm checking the AC unit, I'm going to check the wiring to make sure this is connected. Sometimes this comes off and there's loose wiring. I'm going to check it to make sure when it connects here, this is connected well. There's no kind of exposed wiring. Sometimes a dog will come in and pull something off, so I'm just going to check to make sure there's no exposed wiring here and everything looks correctly connected. This is the primary condensate line for the AC unit, and I'm going to be taking a look at this to make sure that it's all connected correctly. And typically when the AC unit's going on, is turned on in the attic, there'll be a little bit of water coming out here. And I'll also show you the secondary condensate line, which is typically over a window. We have the primary condensate line over here, and then I'm going to come over to check the secondary condensate line, which is typically over a window. As I'm walking over here, I'm going to be checking the stucco for any kind of cracks, checking the window, also checking the eaves. Up in the attic, there's the AC unit gives off a little bit of water, and that water is being taken out in two lines, a primary condensate line and a secondary condensate line. The secondary line is put above a window so that if it starts having water come out and drip on the window, you know you need to call an HVAC person to take a look at that condensate drain up in the attic.